Greetings, mortals. You gaze upon the overqualified henchman, and as you do, your will becomes mine to command. Today is Halloween, and in honor of the upcoming release of Marvel's Doctor Strange film, I have something of a treat for you. Gaze into my eyes as I relate to you a tale of battle between the master of the mystic arts and Dracula, king of the vampires, in Assault on Avengers Mansion. The Tomb of Dracula was a horror comic released by Marvel between 1972 and 79, relating the many battles between a plucky gang of vampire hunters and the Lord of all Undead. Hunters like Hannibal King, vampire detective, or Frank Drake, last mortal descendant of Dracula himself, or a fellow named Blade, known for his signature wooden knives. Formidable foes indeed, but none greater than the Sorcerer Supreme himself, Doctor Strange. After one such battle, Strange believed Dracula slain for good. But the king of vampires has more lives than a black cat. More followers as well in the dark corners of the world, and it was their schemes that drew the attention of Hannibal King. Yes, Hannibal King, who despite his undead curse and unquenchable thirst, had sworn never to drink the blood of a living thing, and for 5 long years had kept to that oath. Also, he was played by Ryan Reynolds in Blade Trinity, which certainly doesn't hurt. His investigations brought him to Doctor Strange, and while battling some of Dracula's fiercest minions, they learned that the King of Vampires sought the Darkhold, that ancient book of darkest magics, far older than mankind itself. They leapt into action to prevent this outcome, but Dracula is nothing if not subtle. His followers gathered hundreds of New York's desperate, destitute, and drunkards, lured by the promise of easy money. By the time they realized something sinister was afoot, it was too late, for none may resist the power of Dracula. Doctor Strange, meanwhile, used his astral form to pay a visit to one Wanda Maximoff, better known as the Avenger, the Scarlet Witch. For the witch, you see, had been the last possessor of the Darkhold. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say the Darkhold last possessed her. Through the power of that dark book, the Scarlet Witch had been possessed by the demon Chthon, and only the combined will of all the Avengers had managed to break her free. Since then, the Darkhold had remained under lock and key deep beneath Avengers Mansion, where none might be corrupted by its power. But Strange knew that even such a fortress could not keep the Darkhold from Dracula's grasp for long, and so he was away, sending his astral form below Avengers Mansion to read the Darkhold for himself and learn of Dracula's unspeakable plan. Meanwhile, Dracula made preparations of his own. Through his minions, he learned of the subterranean levels below Avengers Mansion, and interestingly, a submarine pen opening into the East River. Doctor Strange and Hannibal King regrouped, sensing the calm before the storm, when suddenly the Orb of Agamotto burst into light. Strange had keyed the orb to watch for any mystical disruptions, and now his worst fears were confirmed. From out of Central Park and across Fifth Avenue, a mesmerized army of the night swept towards Avengers Mansion. For the glory of Dracula, attack! They were accompanied by a writhing carpet of gray, for all the vermin of the earth are Dracula's to command. The mansion, of course, is not without its defenses. The first wave are entrapped by steel detention coils and a titanium web net. In the foyer, they face automatically activated stunulator beams, but these quickly fall to tooth and claw. Just as it appears that the Avengers' faithful butler, Edwin Jarvis, will have to resort to fisticuffs himself. Enter Captain Marvel. You mortals with your limited memories may think Captain Marvel to be Carol Danvers, who received her powers and legacy from the Kree warrior Mar-Vell, but the Captain Marvel of our tale is one Monica Rambeau. A formidable hero indeed, able to transform her form into any wavelength of energy and well known to be a woman not to be trifled with. While she fights off the attack inside the mansion, Doctor Strange and Hannibal King arrive. While King puts his vampiric strength to good use, Strange battles the cultists of Dracula. The demons of Danak barely deflect an attack powered by the energy of their mesmerized minions. Now Strange goes on the offensive. Let the all-seeing power o'ercome the obscene in this desperate hour with the flames of Faltine. Ah, but where is Dracula himself? Swimming through the East River to that submarine pen, where, with strength greater than 20 mortal men, he pries open the doors and swims inside. Above ground, Strange summons the Crimson Bands of Sidarok to deny the mob access to the mansion, but they're costing him precious time. Thankfully, this marks the arrival of the Scarlet Witch, who summons her mutant powers over probability to fire a massive hex bolt into the mob. This affords Strange the opportunity to use the mists of Morpheus to lull the mob to sleep. Our heroes regroup and rush to secure the Darkhold. Dracula emerges from the tunnel carved of bedrock, drawn by the power of that very book. He is stopped, however, by Doctor Strange, and then another Doctor Strange, and a third? Surely this is some paltry illusion, but no. The first Strange assaults Dracula with a blast of light, while the second casts a clever hex spell, and the third restrains the Vampire Lord with inhuman strength. Elsewhere, a fourth Doctor Strange, deep in meditation, grapples with the ancient magics of the Darkhold. As he does, his spells weaken, and the three Stranges attacking Dracula are revealed as Captain Marvel, the Scarlet Witch, and Hannibal King in disguise. Dracula applauds their guile, but, feeling the power of the Darkhold slipping away, he rushes forth. Not even double-thick security doors can stop him, but still, he is too late. Doctor Strange has teleported the Darkhold away, and even more frustrating, has prepared himself against Dracula's mesmerism. While his mind may be strong, however, his body is weak, and Dracula is well prepared to rip the information from Strange piece by piece. Ah, but was he perhaps too quick to dismiss Strange's allies? For a woman who can transform herself into ultraviolet rays is a deadly foe for even the king of vampires. An enraged Dracula is more than willing to make a fight of it, but the Scarlet Witch reminds him that it is only a matter of time before the rest of the Avengers arrive. And so, with the promise of a day of reckoning, Dracula retreats. For now. For the Darkhold has only temporarily been kept from his grasp. The book was too powerful for Strange to neutralize in so short a time, and so he sent it away to a place so evil that the Darkhold's own foul aura would be masked. The Darkhold now rests in the heart of the Transylvanian Alps, in the abandoned castle of his departed foe, Baron Mordo. And so, the race is on once again. What happens next? Well, I shall leave you to discover that for yourself. For now, my audience, I command you to click the like button and the subscribe button before I return your will to you so that you may leave a comment. Until next time, lock your doors, pull your blankets over your head, and remember to keep on henching.